So there is this professor taking a class. He had a bottle and he had a tray filled with stones. So he asked two students to come up and he said, fill up that bottle with a stone. So they filled it up obediently and the bottle was full. He asked this question, can you put some more? They said no. They politely tried to put, there's no place. So he said, you can't put anything? So they were looking at him for clue. Then he takes out his drawer and takes out a plate of sand. He said, come on, can you put these? So lots of sands went into that. And now it is packed with stones and sand. He said, can you put anything in it now? They said, no. He takes his jar of water and he said, why don't you put this? So the human mind, the human consciousness is an infinite possibility. You notice we as human beings, let's say the toothpaste, you finished using it, or that face cream. And notice how we keep on pressing it and pressing it. And we take out the last bit, and even after that you don't throw it away. You say, maybe a little bit is left, one more day will go. So, the basic principles of becoming a very effective person, effective human being, you have to utilize every ounce of it, and this is the process. It's a process. You cannot do something and say, oh, I did it just like that. You can't do that. You can't do anything. So there is this famous 12-year-old boy. This is a Vedantic story from Katha Upanishad. Katha is not stories. Generally you and I think Katha is story. It is stories too. But here the Katha and Upanishad is utilized. Upanishad in the sense it means that if you understand, it got three meanings. The supreme meaning that if you understand it and apply it in your life, you cannot imagine what will happen to you. All you have to do is just think of it and it will happen to you. Just because you thought, just because you prayed, just because you wished. That's the power. So in this Katha Upanishad, there is this young boy of a king, 12 years old. Now, there is a lot of celebrations is to happen in those days. And one of them used to be Dhanam, give. This is called an Arinda Yagna, in which the father does the yagna and all that and then gives away things. Have you noticed you and I give away things, those things we don't find any use of. There is a saying that when you go to a holy place, either as a Hindu or a Muslim or Christian, if you truly want to make that visit powerful and have a long lasting, you should give up something when you go there and say, I shall never do this again. Let's say I shall never eat something. I shall never use something and I give this as a gift. Now what happens when you say something, I don't want to eat something? You will generally say, let's say, you hate Karela. So you say, I will not eat Karela ever. So in other words, what did you do? In any case, you're not going to eat it. So you say, no, I've given it. Now, as per Vedanta, Vedanta's last is the Upanishad. It's talking about that if you do that, there are certain things if you do, it will not give any good effect. Meaning, it will not give any effect. But there are certain things if you do in your life, it will not only not give you a good effect, it will give you bad effect. So when you do like this, you want to give somebody a gift, or somebody has come to your home and you're looking for something from the cupboard and you take out something which you know you don't have any value. Let's pack it up and give it to you. Thank God, junk is given away. Junk is going to come into your life now. It will come. Laid down great principles. So this king is giving away things, and he's giving away, those days, cow, dana was one of the most powerful things. And you'll be surprised, when Buddha was born, Buddha's father gave away 1,000 cows with its horn ornated by gold plates to the sages and all that. And then he asked them, tell me, what do you see the future of this boy? Meaning that is to be that powerful. So this king was giving away cows, and Nachiketa, like a good family boy, along with the mother and the other brothers, they're sitting and watching. He is though very young, only 12 years old, but he noticed father is giving away those cows which are very sick. It doesn't yield any milk, very old, and he's just giving away. Now Nachiketa had that sense that it is not only what it will come to father as a bad effect to the whole family, whole kingdom. It is also going to come to me, and I'll have to rectify it. So if I have to rectify it as the son of my father and become the king later and do it, why don't I do it right now? So he goes and asks the father. The father was naturally, what? Father, you're giving away cows which are not good. You shouldn't do that. Father must have said something like, oh, mind your business. But he insisted. Second time, father didn't listen. He insisted third time, father, please don't do it. And if you feel like giving away like that, who would you give me away to? Now father's eyes opened up. What? He is the eldest son. He said, please give me away to somebody. The father by then got very angry and he said, I'll give it to Yamdut. The Nachiketa said, okay. And he started walking off. Father said, where are you going? To Yamraj. And there were a lot of things went around and all that. And then this Katha Upanishad is talking about how should you lead your life. Why you shouldn't do wrong things. And why should you do the right thing? Because the right thing, when you do, the right things will happen. And you know what? It's very easy to do the wrong things. Anybody can do it. Anybody can say divorce. It's very difficult to make a marriage work, or a friendship work, or a job work. Or whatever you want to do, make it work. You say, if I touch it, I is who? Not an egotistic I as a pure, good human being. I don't tell lies. I do the right thing. If I touch it, it will turn into, metaphorically speaking, gold or diamond, a perfect job. It will. You're going to get a passport job done, passport, or a visa done. Say, I will. We have had a lot of experiences here on a similar principle. Jaya ma'am and all will recollect about the German visa. I think there were about 7 girls or 13 girls. 13. 7. They didn't get visa, 6 days to go. And we just told them, you've been doing the right thing, please talk about it. They did a lot of good things right from 3 months before. But stick to the principle. You might say, oh, they're all very nice to say, nice to think, it doesn't work. It doesn't work with me. No, it will work with everybody. Whatever you have been, whoever you've been, just a moment before. But from now onwards, if you make up your mind, I am going to. So what you're doing, you're actually training your mind to do the right thing. You will see beautifully, all the right things will keep coming. Remember, you're dealing with those beautiful children. Their mind is absolutely fresh, and yet it is picked up a lot of junk from televisions and the famous your Facebook and WhatsApp, and you have to, as a teacher, as a mother, as a guru, you have to live that and you have to give it to them. You can't show a waste of time. So what do you have to do? You have to be very conscious. Right now you all can see me, hear me, listen to me. It's because of your consciousness, not the ears, not the eye, not the mind. They all are because of consciousness. Because if you're unconscious or coma, you can't see me, hear me. So your consciousness is training what is called reflective consciousness, which in turn is affecting the mind. And that mind, if you look carefully, today you have this in this computer or your mobile, you receive a lot of data, a lot of information. And if you suddenly find your computer or the mobile is getting clogged up, you have got a beautiful button called delete button. Do you have a delete button in your mind? Now, you don't have. Second, all of us are today wanting to be good, healthy, so you put yourself on a diet, you do exercise, sometimes unguided, sometimes just like that, but you're doing it because you think it is good. You go to a gym and then you land up with a little trouble with the back or shoulder sprain or elbow, and doctor said you shouldn't have gone to gym, you got a very weak bone. Hey, you were doing it with good intention, but you're spending a lot of time to have a good body, healthy, right weight, and things like that. Have you noticed when you go to a party or something, you are going to put in your plate, but you take your spoon and you're looking at it like that. What am I going to put? And the food that you like, you put in 1 spoon, 2 spoons, 3 spoons. You would not more of that. Say, wow, I love this. And then you eat it, and suddenly you realize, my God, I took too much, I can't finish it. Have you noticed most of the people in a party, their plate is half full, and they're going and putting it into the plate, junk. You do that with the food. You're okay, quite careful. You will not put your hand into any junk for eating it. You will not put anything into your mouth. When you buy your vegetables or non-vegetarian stuff or the fruits, you take a lot of care in buying them, no? Do you do that with the information for your mind? Anybody says anything, does anything, whether it is related to you or not, you say, really? Huh? And now that is called Sharda Ma'am's famous policy, gossip policy. You got into. It has got any relevance with you? You don't like a guy. You don't like a lady or a person. But you still keep in touch. You don't like whatever discussion goes on, but you still keep in touch. Why? I asked, why did you do that if you don't like that person? Every time you see, you feel so bad at the end of it. He says, no, she comes out with some information. I don't like it, but I want to know what she's thinking. So what are you doing? What she is thinking, you're taking it and putting it in your mind. Does it go away? You all watch movies before going to sleep. How many, honestly, don't have to raise your hand, read before you go to sleep? Thank you. But did you notice? So why should you read? Why should you do a specialized writing, reading, reflections, meditation, thinking about something good, instead of watching just a movie and going off to sleep? Because whatever is data in that movie, whether it was a good lovey-dovey movie or a horror movie or a dinosaur chasing like Jurassic Park, it will keep on going on in your head. Next day morning, supposing you're one of the person, you get up and you say, I have to meditate, you sit down, same scene will go on. And the thought will come to your mind, why did she say that to the hero? He looked to be a nice guy, funny. Instead of your reflecting, meditation is, remember, not just thinking about God or taking God's name, it is stilling your mind. Why do you still your mind? When you still a bucket of water, whatever the junk is, they will go down and the water will become clear. You'll be surprised, 75 to 78% of an average human being all over the world is filled by the Western scientists' result is with junk. Say, this is, let's say, in my mind, it is not. Mind is infinite, but just say this is the container. So only this much will be at the back, maybe good stuff. The rest of it is all junk. So the more you purify it, you have purer and purer and purer status. So what happens? Everything good happens. Every thought will come. Let's say we're a student and teachers over here. So what's the purpose of this code? You're thinking. What's the vision? So we need to disseminate this powerful truth of human excellence. Swami Vivekananda says, in the human race, those who give up this normal life and race off to Himalayas and caves or a lonely island and sit and meditate and fast and then die, they have missed the boat. They have missed the race. And he says, those who have forgotten those and put headlong into the family life and have gone ahead and worked and created money and property, name, fame, and become somebody, he said they too have missed the race. So now what's the answer for you and I? So he says very simple. Divinize your life. As a human being, divinize. Where is it? Inside of us. That purity is there. And you will find, as you do this, automatically, you will not be able to think junk. For example, let's say you got a 5 o'clock flight. You say 5 is too early. I don't need to go so early. Can we have a 7 o'clock flight, 10 o'clock flight? You're asking. And you and your friend or husband or wife can't find it, 5 o'clock flight. So what is working in your mind? What if I don't get up? What if I miss the flight? And you're worried about it day before, evening before, you're talking about it, you're having alarm. Why is this negative thought coming? That's because we haven't cleaned our system. That cleaning our system is automatically, and thinking about wherever you are, in the family, in a gathering, you're having an outing, or let's say in a workplace, you must think about what's the organizational goal. Divinize the life. Bring out the full secret power from within everyone. Start thinking, okay, so we have EYP, FYP, Foundation Years Program, we've got PYP, we've got MYP, we've got DP. What is DP? Can I find out a little more? How do we do MYP to DP? Can I know a little more so that a parent or a teacher talk to me and I can discuss? And you know, the people who are qualified and specialists, they would love to share with you, provided you want to know. You have to show that. So what are you doing now? You're making deposits into this organizational mission. And your deposit, like that giving away of the old cow, the giving away junk thought to the organization, to a good thought. It's going to have a good result for you, and in turn the organization, the family, the husband, the wife, children, everybody, wherever you. Not only just that, as per Vedanta, many of you can't fathom it, can't understand it, but it is so. It is written down in the ancient scriptures that 7 generations before you and 7 generations after you will be benefited with every actions that you do, particularly the good things. It's not just you. So you and I stand very responsible. The hours is 1 and 7 before, 7 after. 15 generations are going to be affected by what you do now. How you think, how you talk. So why do we keep on suffering? Because we keep on putting junk in our mind and keep on having junk actions. All we require to do, like you go on a diet, place your mind on a diet. For example, you'll be surprised as you take the journey. It doesn't matter which practices, which country, which religion you follow, it doesn't matter. Because all of them talking about the same thing. If you've been doing it, let's say, suddenly some people start talking about some junk. What are the heroes doing? What are the heroines doing? Do you know this is what is happening in Bollywood? Or you know this is what the girls do, this is what the boys do. You will find, if you have been doing it, you will find it so boring. Quietly, with a polite smile, you will walk away from there. You will not be able to sit and listen. And you will not keep on doing this. You will not be able to stay there. And you will be surprised. Those are the people who they're always monitoring, they're watching. They know what they're doing is not good enough. They know it. That consciousness will tell them. They will quietly come to you, maybe same day, maybe after 1 month, and will call you up, will talk to you. They want to get that wealth which kept you away. So what happens? Let's take a milk. You can mix it with water. So our wine can be mixed with junk, also with good stuff. But nowadays, you make curd out of that milk, you can still mix with water. But what if you make cheese out of it? Have you noticed? You can't mix it with water anymore. You become cheese, meaning the essential of that milk product. And where is it stored? Those of you, your parents, and some of you must be knowing, if you have fresh, good cheese, not just only made at home, even what you buy from market, it is kept in water to stay fresh and moist. Same thing which otherwise would have got diluted and lost, same mind of yours and mine could have been lost to you and me, or utilized very minuscule, would become very powerful. Now, the great master saying, if you have that mind with purity, your concentration power will increase. Concentration power will increase your memory. Memory will increase. This is given in the Upanishad. I am just telling you the meaning of it. Will increase your memory. Memory in turn will give you and remove all the toxic nodules in your heart and in your body. All of us have. A lot of them, unless you've been removing. So what happens now? You will find those people live generally very long and quite comfortably. There are quite a few in Pune city. They're more than 100 years old. They're very comfortable. So whenever Sharda and I, we go and meet them, we said, sir, you're looking so nice. They'll smile, they'll laugh. And I say, sir, how young are you? He'll just laughingly say, 100, not out. Very cheerful and happy. I just came to know he's gone for a 30 days trip to Kolhapur and Sholapur, those areas, to talk about his spiritual world. So, what is it? Mind can't think of it. What does it happen if it does think? Have you noticed when your mind goes on to anger, jealousy, greed, your face tightens up. When you sit down for meditation, try it sometime. Within 5, 6, 10 minutes time, just watch your face. Just look at your face. Not with eyes. With the eyes closed, you just feel your face. You will find most of our face will be very taut. Because those thoughts which are there in the mind made your face taut. Very few of us will be smiling and enjoying. You notice? Sometimes when you sleep, or somebody else is sleeping, your baby is sleeping and he's laughing and you say, she's having a good dream. And if the baby is crying, you say, wake up, wake up, wake up. Okay, mama is here, daddy is here, something like that. So that mind is a very powerful instrument. With that, if you bring in purity, tell and truth, live purely, learn to concentrate, it will enhance the willpower, which in turn will increase your memory. So all the faculties are coming up. In addition, health will become very good. So what happens now? Utilize all these instruments and become a very effective person. You can, the words given in the ancient text, pick up anything that you want in your life and make it yours. And you will find beautifully when it does happen, you don't feel like holding on to it. You feel like giving it away. So, instead of something very precious, keeping it for you for future, you give it away. And what the Upanishads say? That if you give it away, you will get more. What? Same thing. If you give it away, if you hoard it, it will rot. You suddenly, mind will forget about it. You won't even remember. And one day while cleaning it, you suddenly say, my God, I still have this? And then you will look at it for a while and say, I used to remember, I used to want it. All that will happen. Why will it happen? Because your mind will make sure you forget about it. That's the divine law. Whereas if you give it away, somebody else will come and say, please have some. Say, how did you think of me? I don't know. I bought some, I thought of sharing with you. It will happen. So this is called divinize your life. Become pure. Now this message, you need to talk to the children about not putting junk in their mind. Today, you talk to them, you don't have a delete button. Don't talk negative. Negative discussions, even talking, even thinking about it, is going to create something negative. You know, scientifically, action oppositely equals reaction. Scientifically. All of this follows the laws of this universe. What is this universe? Is matter, isn't it? Everything is matter. You see, what about mind? Mind is also matter. Your faith is also matter. Your buddhi, intelligence is also matter. Your thinking is also matter. Notice why? What's the definition? Occupy space. So where is it occupy space? Mind, faith, thinking. It's your mind. Your faith is only your faith. What is it? Something which is infinite, which is within you and yet everywhere, is your consciousness. And that consciousness you need to go towards, approach the consciousness. Once you're in touch with it, you'll find something beautiful happen. Awaken this thought process by knowing. By knowing about, let's say, the profession you're in, about the school, about the work that you're doing, something you want to write, know more about it. You will find something beautiful will happen. More information, more data will come to you from somewhere. With this thought, you go away and have a beautiful day. Think, how did Copernicus discover the laws of buoyancy? Many of you know about. Where was it? He didn't have the answer, but he was thinking about it and he focused his mind. He concentrated, he kept asking, how can I prove to the king that it is 24 karat gold? And he lay down and the universe helped him by spilling out the water. You all remember this story? And something told him, hey mister, can you see the water spilling out? You know the rest of the story. Because if you don't, ask your scientific friend. What happened to Isaac Newton? He did the same thing. He looked it up and I kept saying, why did it fall? Why did it fall? Why did it fall? And he got the answer. Where was it? Again, it was in the universe, it was inside of him. After all, forces of gravity was always there. Only thing, Graham Bell didn't discover the kind of electricity for it to being. It was always there. He just came to become aware. So my request to you is, become aware of your own self. Automatically you will know everything else. If you know only yourself, if you know only the treasure hidden within you, within the child, let the child have any behavioral pattern, but there's tremendous wealth. And that wealth discovering is parenting, is schooling. You have a nice day.